Hi everyone, and welcome back to SunBurst Tarot, where today it's going to be Super Bowl week, and we're going to be looking at the upcoming halftime show with Usher. So Usher will be performing the halftime show for this year's Super Bowl, and I wanted to see what's coming. Is there any surprise guests? Is this going to be like a career-defining performance for him? As I know he wasn't the initial pick, as they offered it to Taylor Swift first, but let's see what's coming up here for Usher, and go from there. Without further ado, let's get into the reading. So, first of all, the big question I want to know is, is this going to be a success for Usher? Are we going to have a really, really successful, event? Is this going to be, career defining? Any big moments coming up? And such stuff like that. So, yeah. But quick reminders, remember, all information I'm sharing here today is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Everything's kind of my opinion, not a fact. So please don't go leaving mean-spirited negative comments on anyone's posts, social media platforms, and the such, whether or not that's the people we're talking about, or just other people who are maybe talking about this. We don't need to talk negatively or bad about a situation or a person, maybe because if you just don't like them. So, yeah, so without further ado, let's kind of look at this whole situation with Mr. Usher. So for him, 7 of coins. So for this opportunity, it seems like this is something he's been wanting to do for a while when it comes to this performance. I'm wondering if this is something that he's kind of been building up to, or has been wanting to do for a long time. So when they offered it to him or asked him, I think it feels like he wanted to jump at the position or jump at the opportunity. Just with seeing the 7 of coins as harvest, investments, patience. So I do see him as this is an opportunity for him that I think he really wanted to do. He's been working up towards it, and I think he feels that he has all the right pieces to have a really good performance. Yeah, and this is something I think, like I said, this is something I think he's been wanting to do for a very, very long time. And looking at, kind of just feeling the vibe of, this upcoming event, I do see this as a pretty, successful performance for him. I think it's going to get his name back out into the general media. I do believe, if I was reading correctly, briefly, he does have a residency in Vegas, so I think he's going to be, this performance definitely gets his name out there again. With this manifesting your desires, I do think this is something he's been wanting for a really long time again. And when it comes to, financial motives around this, like I said, this isn't for the money. This is him, I think, just genuinely having a love for football, but also for this performance and just being asked to do it. Do I feel like he might have some, extra people coming on stage with him? I do feel that there might be some people coming up with him, or there's a guest appearance in some way, shape, or form. I don't follow Usher, or I didn't follow Usher as he was coming up, so I'm not 100% certain on maybe some collabs or popular songs that he has done and has had collaborations with others on those. But I do see that this is something very. This is creatively, this is going to, I think, showcase a lot of his creativity, what he can do, what he's shown he can possess, as well as just showcase himself again to the world. So I'm really excited for this performance. So the hopes and fears here is the sun reversed. So I think in my opinion, this is going to be a phenomenal performance. In my opinion, I think there's going to be a lot of people who like it. I don't know if there's definitely some twists and turns I do see that are going to leave people not wondering, and not guessing, but genuinely surprised and enthused. So permission slip as well. I do wonder if there's going to be like a little slip of like a word or a change in the script a little bit when it comes to the performance. So I wonder if, like, there's just gonna be, it feels like there's just a little bit of there's a lot of like happiness around this event and like this performance coming up for him. Like I said, I'm seeing this as like going like swimmingly fit, like not even just like swimmingly or like phenomenal, but like just fun. Like I'm wondering if he's even gonna cover some other songs. Yeah, I'm wondering if he's gonna cover some other songs as well that aren't his. Similar to like Prince vibes from when Prince did his Super Bowl halftime show. It's kind of giving me a little bit of that sort of vibe where it's like, we're just here to have fun. We're going to sing some songs, have fun, put on a show. I don't need to showcase me. I just need to put on a phenomenal show for people. And I'm wondering, and that's what it's kind of feeling like here. Unseen obstacles. 10 of coins, a family legacy. So I do see that there probably will be some struggles when it comes to maybe some creative directions or being like, hey, like you really shouldn't do that or you really can't do that too much. There definitely feels like there's some creative control or blocks that he's not able to maybe do everything that he wants. And that's kind of coming probably from the National Football League, who I think, if I remember correctly, last year when Brianna did the show, she's like, I couldn't do everything that I wanted because they had like such stringent like rules or things that she needed to follow. So I'm wondering if Usher is also going to run into some of those problems where it's like creatively, like this is a great opportunity. He's going to be able to showcase stuff that he wants to do, but I don't think he's going to be able to do all of what he wants to do. Because there's just some people who are, they're trying to protect a brand. They're saying protect a brand. Artists are going to maybe look at it as you're kind of stifling me in my creativity and trying to put on the best show possible for your event. So that's what I'm kind of seeing there. I do see there's going to be some, I do think that there's going to be some creative liberties that are going to be, the boundaries are going to be pushed though a little bit. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So at the end of it, so like just the outcome of this event, I think it's going to go really, really well. It's going to go well. I think there's going to be the show itself, I think, is going to be phenomenal. I think the fans are really going to like it. But it's going to be, I think, some internal strife is what I'm kind of feeling here with the general outcome of this performance. It feels like we're trying to find the light within over here, a free spirit. So for Usher, allegedly, in my opinion, I do see this as an opportunity for him to kind of like not reignite his career, but bring himself back into the spotlight for pop culture. I do see him with new music, like maybe this is new music, but I think he kind of redefines himself a little bit with this performance. With the Fool here, setting out new beginnings, kind of being carefree. I think if he plays within the boundaries and the rules and is really creative, which I believe he really is, like, I'm feeling this, he's a very creative individual and he's able to play within the rules, or he's like, okay, you set the rules, now I'm going to play with inside of them. I think he's going to have, this is going to be a phenomenal performance. And he's not going to have too much backlash from other people or like even from the organization itself. It's going to go off without a pretty big hitch. But here, if we're kind of like focusing just on the creative stifleness that the rules are kind of giving, that are kind of being set, I do think that this could be a very poignant, polarizing, I'm going to go with polarizing event. Very, very polarizing where it's going to kind of maybe divide football fans, but also like halftime show fans of what's going on. So I do feel that this could, if we stick to, because up here too with like the most likely outcome, the Nine of Wands, which is choose your battles. I do feel that in this case there are going to be battles. There are boundaries that are going to be pushed, but he's going to be like the pushing is going to be with inside the boundaries. So it's like not everything that he wants to do he's going to be able to do, but he's going to be able to find really creative workarounds to put on a really good show, is what I'm feeling in this case. So I'm really excited for this show upcoming, this halftime show upcoming, because I think this is going to be really fun. I think it's going to redefine Usher. I think it's going to help maybe bring in some new fans to football, but I think also in reality, I think this is probably, if we look at it from the perspective of should it have been Usher or Taylor Swift at the halftime show, I think Usher is going to have a lot more passion for it and see it as like a really good opportunity, not just to just have fun and entertain people. This isn't like a show to like promote him. It's a show to just have fun, maybe make a stance here or there, and really just push the envelope in what entertainment looks like when it comes to what does an Usher show look like, or what does the Super Bowl halftime show stand for within America and everything else. So I'm really excited for this. I'm going to pull a few more cards from a couple different decks and kind of just get like a general vibe of what else might be. But this is super exciting. I was like, oh, we're going to have like, I was kind of like concerned of like, are we going to have drama this year? Like, is this going to be like a big thing? Like, are we making like a political stance like I believe some other groups have in the past? And I'm like, this just seems like a really fun, good old-fashioned entertainment, which I think we are all in desperate need of right now. We don't need a political statement here or a political statement there. Sometimes we just need a release from from reality and just have a good time being entertained by people. So I am super excited to sit down and watch this halftime show. So, okay, let's see. Just a few, let's just wrap it up here then with just a 3-card spread of kind of what does like the after effects kind of look like for this halftime show. The 6 of Wands, standing, recognition, victory. Like I said, I think this is going to be a very, very good show that I think almost anyone who watches, I think there's not going to be a lot of complaints. Twitter will be fine. Twitter will be happy. There will maybe be like a meme or two, but like I think it's going to, generally this is going to be a very well accepted and almost like a show that will be like looked upon as like not even a standard, but as like a highlight. Like the Prince show, which everyone's like, that was a great show. Like that's like I said, oh boy, excuse me, really, really quickly. Sorry about that. I just had candle wax go everywhere. I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, going back to this, like I do feel that like this is going to be a show that I think others are going to kind of look at as like inspiration, or definitely see this as like a major success. Like I said, Prince is like kind of comes to my mind, and kind of like potentially like how iconic is this halftime show. I do feel that, okay, we have the Page of Coins, and then we also have the King of Swords. So so like overall, this is going to be a show that I think a lot of people look at as kind of like a standard, or just seeing it as an iconic show that others can kind of look at. With the Page of Coins here, though, it's like no follow through, and then the Page of Swords, which is mind over matter. So the other parts to this, it does feel that if people are going to be unhappy, it's going to be like, you could have used your platform better, like you need to, it's like you need to, or you should have, or you would have, or something along those lines. It definitely feels that there are there will be some naysayers where it's like you could have used your platform to like say stuff for X, Y, or Z. And in reality, the show is really, really for entertainment. But this is also learning from like past mistakes of other individuals. So, like I said, I think it's going to be super entertaining. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Will there be some like little snafus or blunders? I do think so. And that snafu or blunder is going to be, it's going to be maybe like a thing or two said or like hinted at that people are going to kind of dig into. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be like heavily political, but there might be like one or two sentences that are going to kind of like alight the internet or alight fan bases, or it's like, rah, 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 like, and they're going to be yelling at each other. But here, and with the King of Swords too, but what's being said isn't wrong. If like what was said, like it isn't wrong in what was said. Like it seems like it's pretty truthful, but also pretty poignant as well. Like I said, I still see this event being very, very successful for Usher. I see this being very successful for the NFL. Overall, I think this halftime show is going to do phenomenal, and a lot of people are going to enjoy it. A lot of people are going to have fun. I don't think it's all going to be Usher songs. I think we're going to have like one or two songs that like Usher hasn't sang, that like he isn't known for, but is like a popular one that gets the whole crowd moving. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here with this show. So that's all I have for it. I can't wait to see it this Sunday. So I'm super excited. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button down below. And if you want to see more content like this, please hit the subscribe button, as I have new content coming out all the time. So thank you so very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!